I think it's extremely ironic how like now we see or I see like white people panicking. Um, Particularly like, well, no, because I don't want to say just liberal white people, but like I see like a certain demographic of white people like panicking about like the shit that's going on in the world as far as like stuff getting more expensive. Um, even when Roe versus Wade got overturned, or even like when it comes to the 2024 election, presidential election, obviously. But you see people like white people panicking, and sometimes all I can do is like really laugh about that because it's kind of funny. Or you see people like I see a certain demographic of people comparing like stuff that kind of already happened in history, like to fictional stuff like Hunger Games or like science fiction movies and books, and it's like, where do y'all think they got this stuff from? Real life, like history. But because now I have like bugs on my shirt. But now that it's affecting you or the white demographic, now everybody got to stop what they doing so that y'all can be protected. When it's like, if y'all would have been on the front line from the beginning, you wouldn't have to worry about your rights being taken away. You wouldn't have to worry about not being able to survive. But now you're getting affected. You're like, wait, what we doing? And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. And it's like I only could laugh because it's like I literally see them like panicking, and it's like it's not funny because it's like we're also experiencing the same thing, but it's like funny seeing them finally get like a taste of what marginalized communities have been going through, and then them not know what to do. Like I seen a TikTok of a girl, a white lady, who I feel like her husband had like good jobs or whatever, and she was complaining, like crying, on how she only had like a couple $100 at the end of the month until she got paid again. And the way black people did not take that serious, because she still had like a couple $100. Black people have been trying to make it work, like, or at least poor black people, or even poor white people, like the poor fucking community has been making it work with less to none, like with $50, with $20. You complaining because you got a couple $100, but now they starting to feel like inflation and stuff like that. Now they starting to care like, oh, everything getting too unaffordable, da da da. I remember when I used to serve too. I used to work at a diner where it was like mainly white customers, and I would hear some of them start complaining, oh, everything getting too expensive. They start talking about gas prices, da da da. And I'm like, some of them people that used to go there, they gave real like, I wouldn't even say redneck vibes, but some of them definitely gave Trump supporter. And it's like, half of this is y'all fault. Not just who y'all vote for, but also what y'all like advocate for. Like, this is y'all fault. It's like everything happens when I'm like recording a video. Anyways, but it's like this is partially y'all fault. And now you thought you were exempt, and now that you're getting affected, now it's an outrage, or now everybody supposed to care. Like, no. Now you got to deal with the consequences too, or get on the front lines. Like, if they start recruiting Americans for World War III, put them people on the front lines. Like, all the people that's been voting or advocating against, basically against everybody else to benefit themselves, y'all be on the front lines, because this is partially y'all fault. But I just think it's like kind of funny to see them like panic and see like what they feel like is like, oh my god, so bad now, which I'm not saying it's not, but like in a way where it's like people have been going through that, and now y'all expect us to care, when it's like you didn't care about us or everybody else. So I feel like that's funny. Same as like when it comes to getting a house or stuff like that, where I'm like, y'all wasn't caring when redlining was happening. Y'all don't care when black people are denied loans for housing, but now we supposed to care that you can't afford a house. It's like, well, better find better find something to do. Like, and this is not everybody. This is just like a certain demographic of. I feel like I'll at least say like a certain demographic of like non-black people who never cared about anybody else or like marginalized communities when it's like these have been struggles that we have had to go through. So yeah, I think it's funny now. And yeah, I'm like actually kind of not excited, but unless I'm like out of America. But I would say excited, but I'll say I'm definitely interested to see like what the rest of the year brings and like because sometimes I'd be like, yeah, I feel like certain Americans need to see stuff like at the front door, like because they're not gonna get it until they experience it. So, not saying I want bad stuff to happen to American people or even white people, but sometimes I'd be like, yeah, we need to. Some people not gonna get it until it actually starts happening to them and actually starts affecting them more. Like, and I feel like that's what needs to happen for it to be like real change. So, we'll see.